it's also exceptionally surprising.
Mm.
Um, if the representation in the rooms making the decisions about the types of products to launch was there, then you would have more of a representation in those larger brands and companies, those million-dollar brands, multi-million-dollar brands.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we have a special guest from United States. So please, Angela, introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Angela Fields, the creator and founder of CurlyCoilyTresses, the natural hair care brand, and also the creator and founder of Ageless Tresses. So navigating your hair health through menopause and beyond.
Okay, Angela, but how do you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Wow. I was in corporate America for 26 years and I
Wow.
was, yes, and in the utility industry, no less. And after being laid off from my last employer, so it was 19 years with one company and then another 6.5, 7 years with the second company.
Wow.
And after being laid off, I was just taking some time to figure out what was going to be next for me. And took about 3, 4 weeks after doing a long drive, and it hit me that what I was going to do was already in my kitchen. And so,
Wow.
and
So in 4 weeks, after
yes,
four
and
weeks, you decide that it's not good idea anymore for look for more jobs and you want to do something really risky, which is business.
that's right.
Are you sure you think this through properly?
Probably did not, because if you think about all the things you've got to do, oh no, I am not doing that. I'm going to find another job and keep going, because it certainly is not the Suze Orman approved way of launching a business. It is certainly not.
It's a roller coaster, yeah. The first thing is your environment, yeah. So what happened? Your family, your friends, what they said? Did they support you, or they thought that you went crazy?
Well, there were some that thought, you're going to do what? Okay, yeah, you're going to do that and you're probably going to go back to work. And then there
Ah,
were others that knew my story and knew I had been having great difficulty finding amazing hair care products.
mhm.
And so they were like, okay, this will be great. Because when I was developing the products, I was still working in corporate America. I was
Wow.
trying to solve my own problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have many allergies, and there had been a long history of having lost my hair to chemicals back when I was a teen. Twice I lost my hair to chemicals, and I decided after that
Wow.
second time that I wanted to know how to take care of my hair so I didn't just surrender it to someone else. So if
Wow.
they weren't doing what they needed to be doing, I could tell them. So I started on this educational about all things hair as a teen. And we
Mm.
didn't have the internet back then, so it was much harder to find the
Had
information.
to read books and so on, right? Your hair
That's
look
right.
great, by the way.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And so, and that's also involved a lot of time in the library doing just research of anything that I
Yeah.
could find. And so as I was transitioning, I had been using chemicals on my hair to straighten it. And I had
Wow.
decided I wanted to do something different to go back to my natural texture. And my natural texture was a lot drier than what it was as relaxed. And so it became a journey trying to find products that I could use. See, one of my key allergies is to fragrance, and
Mm-hmm.
96 to 98% of all USA hair care is fragranced. I
Mm-hmm.
tapped into what I could find, and it didn't do anything for my hair. I started shopping in Canada, in Europe, and bringing products in, and I found much better options, but I wasn't completely satisfied. But I already knew what ingredients I needed in my hair products and what I needed to avoid. So I just started buying raw ingredients and started making formulas right in my own kitchen. And
Wow.
after going through several iterations of this, I hit upon what worked and what worked very well for me. So I did this for a year, just making products for me in my kitchen. So I already had some friends and relatives telling me, you need to launch your brand. And I'm like, I've got a job. I don't have time to be selling hair products. I'm solving my problem. And then after I was laid off, it wasn't immediate, but about 4 weeks, it was like, okay, I think I know what I'm going to be doing next. And and that's how it started. So it certainly wasn't the Suze Orman approved way. It certainly wasn't, oh, I have this master plan. I'm going to save up this many months of salary and then do that. None of those things took place. None of those things took place. Just stepped out on faith. I felt that fear and I did it anyway.
So our projection for these programs, we are projecting to interview 5,000 multimillionaires, and so far all the people that we have interviewed, right, a grand part of it started the business first to trying to solve the problem for themselves, right? And it's a beautiful way to become an entrepreneur, right? I always said that most of us become an entrepreneur by accident, right? We're trying to solve a problem for ourselves. We try to save some money. We have a problem and we don't find a solution. So we have to find our own solution. And then the natural journey is to start to offer that solution to others, right? So,
Right.
but you did take control of the problem. You say, okay, if there is no solution out there, yeah, I'm gonna take responsibility about my hair care, and I'm going to go to the library because the internet was not there, and I'm going to start to read, and should be a solution out there that fit me. So when you and by the way, this is also very natural way of doing what we recommend to everyone. Yeah, don't start your business, start to develop at least your product or something when you have the job, right? Because it's gonna take a lot of trial and error, and still you need to pay your bills. So this is how I started my first business. I was working, and then in parallel I started my first business. And then when the business took off, then I quit my job, right? So in this process, right, that you were trying in your kitchen your own products and try them on yourself, right? You were no worried that if something goes wrong, it might affect your hair?
No, I was not, because I had done the research.
Where do you get that confidence?
I had done the research on the ingredients. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So I knew everything there was to know about the ingredients. And then when you start combining ingredients that could alter the outcome, most assuredly. So I had done the research on that as well.
In the combination of the ingredients, right?
Yes, absolutely. And see and understand, many of the ingredients in my formulations are food grade. So the oils, the butter, it could have been something that was like, let's say olive oil is one of the ingredients in my products.
Yeah, no way that this can harm you. Yeah.
Right. Coconut oil,
Natural,
another one.
Natural, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think our body is gonna be very difficult to react to natural products, right? We are human beings. We meant to be in nature anyway, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about the chemical composition that might provide the allergies. Yes. Now let's talk about the hair market, because it's huge, and this is something that 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 people especially curly hair, right? There are you can see thousands of products out there for, let's call it, white people, and to make your hair this, to make like this. But from people that have from the other type of hair, right? There are very little pros out there. Do you know why is the reason for that?
Well, when you're looking at who's at the table in these larger companies as far as
I
product
understand.
development, does that mirror what's in society? Probably not. And so it's that representation that we need for our own brands. And so Black women are one of the leading forces in creating businesses, launching businesses in the US, but as far as receiving traditional funding, it's less than 1%. And so you're having to do it on your own dime. And so if we did more to have,
right?
it is.
Difficult, yeah.
It is. It is exceedingly difficult. And also surprising. If you haven't heard those numbers before, it's also exceptionally surprising. If the representation in the rooms making the decisions about the types of products to launch was there, then you would have more of a representation in those larger brands and companies, those $1 million brands, multi-million-dollar brands that are on the market. But if you step back now and look at, okay, I want to find brands founded by Black females, you're going to have to look in different places to find that information because it's not as readily represented or not receiving that traditional funding that would be needed to launch a brand. So you're having to do it on a much smaller scale. And just kind of step your way up as you're able to gain some traction in the industry and maybe receive some grants, or maybe your sales just kind of hit at that sweet spot where you can grow and then come back and invest some additional money in your brand.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.